be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Winter Commencement at Iowa Western Community College. Today we gather to celebrate the graduating class of 2016, to share in their happiness and to witness their confirmation as college graduates. This is certainly a momentous occasion in the lives of our graduates, worthy of much fanfare. So we are glad all of you are here to celebrate with us. I would like to begin our program by making some introductions. I ask that each of you please stand as you are introduced. I would first like to recognize our trustees, to whom we extend our appreciation for their support and their commitment to making Iowa Western a quality institution. Here with us this morning from the Board of Trustees are Board President Doug Goodman, Board Vice President Connie Hornbeck, Trustees Scott Robinson and Larry Winham. I would also like to recognize members of the administration for their leadership and their commitment to meeting the educational needs of our students. Those who are present this morning are Dr. Dan Kinney, President, Dr. Marjorie Welch, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Eddie Holtz, Vice President of Finance, and Molly Noon, Vice President of Institutional Advancement. Each year, the Iowa Western Alumni Association recognizes a past graduate who has distinguished himself or herself through service to the college and the community. This year's recipient of the Outstanding Alumna Award, Jeannie Aldrich, is here with us today. We are honored to have Jeff Kutash among our stage guests this morning. He will deliver your commencement address, so he will be given a proper and more elaborate introduction just a little bit later in our program. The faculty marshals this morning are Jennifer Borgalia and Sharon Eden. At this time, I would like to welcome Iowa Western's president, Dr. Dan Kinney, to the podium.
Thank you, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here this morning. I know it took a little extra effort this morning compared to some graduations to get here through the streets that were a little slippery and perhaps a lot more entertaining than we would have liked. And I'm glad that you're here today to help us honor these graduates for what they have attained and to celebrate with them today. And so we certainly thank you for your attendance. And I would just say that I encourage all of you to drive carefully so that you can arrive safely to your destination after this ceremony is completed. We have outstanding faculty and staff here at Iowa Western that we're very proud of. At this time, I'd like to recognize the faculty, administration, and support staff that have encouraged and guided these students through to the achievement of this goal today. Would the faculty, staff, and administrators please stand? Thank you. We're pleased that all of our faculty and staff exemplify the college values of caring, commitment, and challenge. We also have alumni of Iowa Western who are in attendance today, and I would like to ask them to please stand so that we can recognize you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the administration, the faculty, and the professional staff, I extend congratulations to you graduates. This ceremony today celebrates your achievement, and we're all pleased to be here to help you celebrate. The world is waiting, and as you leave Iowa Western today and go out into the world for careers or to continue your studies at the next level, we encourage you to come back to Iowa Western to visit those faculty, staff, and administrators who you have come to know over your experience here at Iowa Western Community College. And I encourage you to stay in contact with the college and the faculty and the staff that you've gotten to know. So even though the world is waiting, we're sincere in saying that you're always welcome back here at Iowa Western. And we would hopefully be able to get an update from you from time to time about what you're doing with the rest of your lives. We wish all of you success and good luck, and congratulations on your achievement. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for today's ceremony. Jeff Kutosh is the Executive Director of the Peter Kiewit Foundation, and he joined that organization in 2013. Jeff lived in the Bay Area in California and was Managing Director at FSG, a global nonprofit research consulting firm. He ran FSG's San Francisco office, launched and oversaw the firm's national education and youth practice, and helped dozens of leading corporations, foundations, nonprofits, and government agencies to design strategies to develop programs and evaluate their results to improve their social impact. Previously, Jeff was the Director of California Operations for the Seed Foundation and spent 3 years as a public and private sector strategy consultant, first with McKinsey and Company and then with the Bridgespan Group. 3 years of running youth development programs at a nonprofit and 3 years as a bilingual math teacher in public middle school, both in New York City. Jeff received his MBA degree from Harvard Business School and a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from the University of Pennsylvania. Jeff and his wife Jessica were college sweethearts and have been married for 20 years. So she grew up in Wisconsin and is very happy to be back in the Midwest. They have 3 wonderful children, Gabrielle, Tiara, and Holden. Please join me in a warm welcome for Jeff Kutosh.
Dan just told me, don't throw up, you'll be fine. I want to start by saying I am a huge fan of community colleges. Over the past 15 years, I've worked with community colleges all around the country, so I know more than any organization how much they do to help young people and adults get the education they need to get a great job and to take care of themselves and their families. But in particular, I am a huge fan of Iowa Western Community College. And at the Peter Kiewit Foundation, all of us are very proud to support Iowa Western Community College. We're proud to provide scholarships through the Potawatomi Promise program, and we're really proud of all that you have done to get here today, because we know and we understand the sacrifice and the hard work it took to get here. So when Dan Kinney called me up and asked me to speak today, I was honored and I was humbled. But I asked Dan, and I said, one question before I agree. Please assure me that you have not been drinking this morning. As I'm standing here right now, the question that really comes to mind for me is, on a day that's this cold, why am I sweating so much? I think it's these robes, they're really hot. And I don't know about you, but I don't know what's up with these hats. But for today, I think it's a good thing we're wearing them. And I realized the reason actually I'm nervous about this, and I do a lot of public speaking, and this is the most nervous I've been in doing it, is because having understood the journey you've been on to get here, I really want to make sure that what I say does justice to the accomplishment that you have in being here today. So, in order to do that, I think what I'm going to do is, unlike most speeches, I'm going to start with my most important message instead of ending with it. And the question I ask to myself to do that is, at this moment in your lives, when you have so much opportunity in front of you, but at a time when there is so much uncertainty in the world around you, what can I say to you that would really matter, that might inspire you, or at the very least might set your mind at ease, to know that all of those sacrifices you made to be here, to let you know that you should be as absolutely certain as I am that those sacrifices matter, and that the degree or certificate you're receiving today is going to make a huge difference in your life and in the life of your family. So here's my most important message for you. Ready? Ready? All right. Everything is going to be okay. Just get up. Get up in the morning, go to work hard, put in that same hard work you put in to get here, hang out with people you love, laugh, volunteer in the community, help other people every day. Just get up, get out of bed, and get to it. And if you do, I promise, everything is going to be okay. In fact, it's going to be more than okay. It's going to be great. Now that I've got that out of the way, I am contractually obliged to give you 3 pieces of advice, because President Kinney has told me that unless there are 3 pieces of advice in a graduation speech, you are not allowed to come up here and get your certificate or degree. So let me get these out of the way. And I'm going to do this by sharing with you 3 stories about my own journey on the way to getting a college degree. And then after that, I'm going to ask you for one favor, which is that you join me in making one incredibly loud, ground-shaking, earth-shattering, awe-inspiring, loud moment of celebration. All right? Okay, first story. It's about challenges. At the beginning of my second year of college, I started suffering from serious depression. I felt like I didn't fit in. I didn't have a lot of friends around me. I hated what I was studying. And frankly, I felt aimless. So I stopped attending classes. I stayed mainly in my room. I ate too much. If I'm being honest, I drank too much. And I just started feeling worse and worse about myself. I was spiraling downward. And that semester, I always remembered, I failed a class, I withdrew from 2 other classes, and I seriously considered just dropping out and going home. And then I visited Overbrook High School. And before I tell you a bit about Overbrook High School, for this story to make sense, I need to tell you a little bit more about my background. So I grew up in Livingston, New Jersey, which is a relatively affluent suburb of New York City. Our high school, state-of-the-art. My friends lived in really nice houses and homes. And this was just not the case at Overbrook High School. So Overbrook, it's a high school in boy, I've lost track of where I am in my talk. Central Philadelphia, inner city school. So when I showed up, I'll always remember it, because my high school, manicured lawn, great facilities. And you showed up at Overbrook, and the first thing that strikes you is that the playground outside was just littered with trash. I mean, everything from broken bottles to needles. I mean, forget nets on the basketball rims. There were no rims on the basketball backboards. And the building was no better. I mean, it was dilapidated. And the students, all of whom were African American or Hispanic, had desks. They didn't have desks that were sturdy. They didn't have the most basic supplies or books that you think of when you think of what a school should have and provide to its young people. And I just remember walking into that environment as this white kid from the suburbs and thinking, wow, those problems I felt when I woke up this morning, when I dragged myself out of bed to come here to volunteer for one day, out of a sense of obligation, I had it pretty good. I remember just feeling so lucky and so fortunate. I remember thinking that my problems just didn't seem anywhere near as big as they had felt that morning or the day before. And I remember feeling really inspired. And I started volunteering on a regular basis and tutoring at Overbrook. And everything for me started changing that day. Everything. So why do I tell you this story? And I'm going to stop the story there. I tell you because every single person who's graduating today, every one of you has faced significant challenges on your way to get here. That was mine. So what I want you to do, I just want you to take a minute and quietly reflect on what your challenges were. What were they, and what did you do to overcome them? So just take a minute of quiet and just think about that. So here comes my first piece of advice. As you go forward after today, you will face many more significant challenges and obstacles, and you will find a way to overcome them. And I know this because you've already proven by being here that you know how. So when those challenges come, remember, everything is going to be okay. Look within for strength and courage, and look outside to be open to inspiration and support. All right, second story. This is about my college roommate, John Mazey. So that he and I, we could not have been more different. So I'll always remember showing up my first day of college, because he walks in, he had matching suitcases, he took his clothes out, he folded them neatly and put them away on the shelves. I watched him make his bed as he tucked every corner crisply under the mattress. Meanwhile, I came in and dumped all of my clothes out of black garbage bags that I had brought them to college in. I don't think I had sheets. I think I had to go out and buy them the first day. I mean, we were complete opposites. He was organized, he was disciplined, and even worse, he was a morning person. Man, he would get up, and I can't make this up, he would get up every day at 6 a.m. on the dot. His alarm clock would go off, and he would go and stand in front of the sink in our room, and he would phlegm for like 5 minutes, like, it drove me crazy. And then he would go out and he would run 4 miles, and then he would come back and he would phlegm again at the sink. And then he would make his bed, he would get dressed, he would go off to classes, he would come back to the room, he would study, the entire time making little check marks on his to-do list. You know these people, like if they do something that's not on the list, they write it on the list, and then they cross it off? Meanwhile, how about me? I was sleeping in late, everything I owned was on the floor of my dorm room, and I was cramming last minute to prepare for tests, which, shocker, was not really working very well for me. And I'll always remember that first year with John and I, because it was hate at first sight. It was hate at first sight. But over the year, I found this curious thing happening. He started rubbing off on me. I started getting more organized. He helped me set up a planner. Actually really showed me that when you set goals and you make plans to get to them, that you can accomplish great things. And I will always remember watching him that first year. He was running a conference for 700 students, college students from all around the country. And it was endless hours, huge amount of work. But because he had that discipline and he was following these goals and his checklists, he pulled it off flawlessly while still keeping this Dean's List GPA. And John and I, by the end of that first year, we became best friends. And we stayed friends throughout college. And even after graduation, we lived together for 2 years. My first apartment I ever got was with John. And he was there for me during that horrible second year I had in college. He helped me get back on track to graduating on time. He pushed me to take summer classes and raise my grades. He studied with me, and he checked to make sure that I was getting up and going to class. And because of John, I feel I'm more disciplined. I believe in myself more. And I know what it means to set goals and work hard to achieve them. And 3 years after we graduated, John was killed by a drunk driver. He was 25 years old. And I think about him. I think about him a lot. And I think about all he did to make me a better person. And I tell you this story because every single graduating student in this room had people like John who helped them get here. You know who they are, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here today. So I'm going to take the next minute, and I'm going to think about John and how much I love him and how much I miss him. And I'd ask you to do the same. Think about those people in your life that you're grateful for, your parents, teachers, coaches, mentors, and the friends who helped you get here today. Really think about them for a minute and appreciate what they've done for you. So here's my second piece of advice for you. See, we're almost done. We're 2/3 of the way there. We'll get out of here before noon. Surround yourself with the kind of people who will be there for you when you need them most, and never take those people for granted. And remember, the other thing I really remember about John is that we often in life, we learn not as much from the people who are the same as us, we learn from the people who are different than us. All right, third story, and I want to take you back to Overbrook High School. During my junior year, I was still volunteering there, and I met a young man named Ronnie James, high school junior at the time. And his story, pretty incredible. He's just an incredible kid. Oldest child of a single mom, helping to raise 3 of his younger sisters, They lived, the 5 of them, in a 1-bedroom apartment in an area of central Philadelphia that was plagued with gangs and violence and rampant drug use. And despite this, the thing I always remember about Ronnie is how hard he was working. He was making great decisions. He was doing all this stuff to help out his family because he had this dream. And this dream was to be the first member of his family to go to college. Having said that, he had no one there who really had been to college who could help him get there, or even necessarily understood the value of it. Never heard of the SAT, which is like the East Coast version of the ACT. And his school at Overbrook, there was one guidance counselor working with 1,000 juniors and seniors. And I just thought back to my high school experience, where it was never a question of whether you were going to go to college. It was a question of where you were going to go to college. And we had all the support we needed to get there. And I just had this realization that without that kind of support, there was no way Ronnie was going to achieve his dream. And I started spending 2 days a week with him. And it was incredibly busy. But we sent away for college applications, and we filled out financial aid forms. We studied for the SAT, and we prepared for it. He worked harder than anybody I've ever seen work, between his responsibilities at home, doing well in school, making the right decisions. And I just was so proud of him. He got into Temple University, and 4 years later, he graduated. First member of his family to have a college degree. It was incredible to see his family at that graduation ceremony and to see how proud he was. It was his dream. And as part of that, it was interesting because it helped unlock, for me, my dream. It made me realize that my dream was really to spend my life and my career helping people. And it's why I became a teacher. And it's why I ran a nonprofit. And it's why I love the work that I do now at the foundation, because every day I get to get up in the morning, go to work, and find ways to help people and make the community a better place. So I want you actually to recognize one other thing I want to recognize about this group. Every single person in this room who's graduating came here and is leaving here with a dream. So I want you to take one last moment of quiet reflection and think about what your dream is, and think about how hard you're willing to work to get it. So here's my third piece of advice. Always be a dreamer. And don't be afraid to let people help you along the way as you go to pursue your dreams. And I think, Henry David Thoreau, I think, said this so well when he said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. That's it. Those are my 3 pieces of advice. And now I want to ask you one favor, which is I want you to get loud. So I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, I want you to shake the roof off of this place. Everyone, parents, family, friends, graduates, faculty, President Kinney, trustees, I want everyone to shake the roof off of this place. And not because of anything I might have said, but to recognize and appreciate the challenges that our graduates have worked so hard to overcome to get here today. For you, for the people who loved you and helped you along the way, and for the incredible things that you guys are going to do as you go forward and pursue your own dreams. Count of 3, really loud. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Yes!
We have a few more things before the true party starts. I would like to begin by recognizing a special group of students. Will graduates who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, as well as those who are currently serving and those who plan to serve, please stand. Anyone? All right. We owe a debt of gratitude to these brave women who have unselfishly dedicated their lives to service for their country. We are proud of them not only for their service, but also for their unwavering commitment to educational goals and ultimately their academic achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me once again in expression of gratitude and appreciation for these students. I would now like to recognize two groups of students for their academic achievement. First, will members of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society please stand? Phi Theta Kappa's mission is twofold. One, recognize and encourage the academic achievement of two-year college students, and two, provide opportunities for individual growth and development through participation in honors, leadership, service, and fellowship programming. To be eligible for membership, a student must complete a minimum of 12 hours of associate degree coursework and earn a grade point average of 3.5 or higher. Students must then maintain a high academic standing throughout their enrollment. Please join me again in recognizing these students for their academic achievement. You may be seated, but some of you might be jumping right back up. Now will the honor graduates who are wearing gold cords please stand? Since the inception of the college, the governing board, as well as the administration and faculty, have deemed it important to recognize outstanding academic achievement by our graduates. Students who have attained a cumulative grade point average of 3 or higher graduate with honors. Those who have attained a 3.7 or higher graduate with high honors, and those who have attained a 3.9 or higher graduate with highest honors. These students have met the challenge set forth by the faculty, and they have done so to the highest academic standard. Please join me again in one more round of recognition for their achievements. At this time, will all candidates for graduation please stand? Mr. Goodman and members of the Board of Trustees, those standing before you and those in absentia are candidates for certificates, diplomas, and associate's degrees. I am pleased to present these students who have completed the requirements for graduation and have been recommended by the faculty of Iowa Western Community College to receive their award.
Thank you. With the authority provided to the Board of Trustees of Iowa Western Community College by the laws of Iowa, and with the approval of the faculty of Iowa Western Community College, I hereby confer upon you your respective degree, diploma, or certificate. Please be seated until you are escorted to the stage.
Receiving a certificate or diploma, Jessica N. Banks. Amanda J. Bird. Nadine N. Butler. Lisa Jo Byer. Haley L. Epperson. Jose A. Estrada. Jamal A. Faison. LaPortia R. King. Aquavi S. Komla Abri. Jamie K. Krupa. Danielle A. Lambert. Delana J. Lasley. Amanda J. Merrill. Carla M. Moreno. Tesney H. Mowry. Mispa Kelly Pride Gantar. Melanie K. Otterizzi. Dusty L. Packett. Noelle A. Redding. Catherine R. Reisling. Jonathan D. Smith. Haley Nicole Wagner. Courtney M. Wilson. Receiving Associate of Applied Science degrees, Caitlin T. A. Frank. Darielis Alfonso. Gerald S. Allen. Keely L. Anderson. Carla A. Baker. Ariel A. Baltazar. Molly N. Bolton. Katie Jo Bornhoft. Jordan Lynn Britton. Marie A. Burkart. Jessica A. Crandall. Lisa M. Crow. Jessica M. Delancey. Chad L. Dome. Brandy L. Downing. Jessica L. Eyeshide. Rebecca M. Erickson. Jorge L. Garcia. Crystal Elizabeth Lillian Gonzalez Herco. Florence A. Gore. Navin J. Grote. Jordan M. Gutchell. Kelsey Shea Hollingshead. Ahmed K. Haroun. Melissa L. Janza. Kelsey M. Jensen. Allison M. Jones. Amanda C. Kiesling. Billy J. Kephart. Holly B. Melton. Linda Mullo. Mark D. Neneman. Sarah J. Jeter. Chelsea L. Cremine. Ashley Nicole Myers. Caitlin M. Phillips. Jenny L. Civilly. Annie Lori Thompson. Jacqueline L. Wright. Ajuan Ohan. Kay Aidi. Cassie Usay. Karina M. Owens. Ignacio R. Palma. Reba M. Potter. Kelly C. Robinson. Rebecca K. Rolfe. Mackenzie Lee Ruskamp. Maria K. Schlemberger. Linda C. Skorlich. Paige L. Wall. Receiving an Associate of General Studies, Sue A. Putnam. Receiving an Associate of Arts, Patricia L. Ackley. Eric Tavares Ganimi Bastos. Spencer J. Bazzoni. Mallory J. Boos. Ruth Brooks. Larissa Facosi Camelo. Julie A. Chapman. Christina D. Epley. Elizabeth J. Fate. Abigail L. Fisher. Holly Janae Fleming. Elizabeth J. Gamblin. Jasmine N. Godbolt. Lori L. Hay. William S. Horton. Nicole R. Janning. Nicole N. Jordan. Michaela M. Jones. Lindsay L. Keefe. Elizabeth A. Keene. Cole Patrick Kennedy. Jet T. Ketwick. Michael A. Lee, Jr. Wade R. Mardian. Lynette M. McClurg. Nick J. McCulloch. Julie A. Meyer Childers. Cassidy L. Miller. Sabrina Montanez. Morgan L. Newman. Catherine M. O'Hara. Dylan J. Pruitt. Cliff Resius, Jr. Tashawn L. Robertson. Maria D. Saldana. Michaela D. Sharp. Quitela Nicole Shelton. Valerie A. Stortz. Kirsty L. Sturgeon. Jeremiah H. Thor. Luis F. Salazar. Amelia S. Fulmer. Gabriel Y. Viola. Samantha K. Guadarrama. Ashley D. Whalen. Robert Dean Willis. Sarah C. Walters. Audrey E. Wright. Mai Yano. Michaela M. Dockweiler Ross.
At this time, I would like to welcome Student Body Representative Abigail Fisher to the podium.
And now, fellow students, it's my pleasure to lead you in our first official act as graduates of Iowa Western Community College, the turning of the tassels. In doing so, we signify our transition from students to graduates. Tradition requires that before graduation, we wear the tassels on the right side of our mortarboard. After graduation, as a symbol of our new status, we turn it to the left. Graduates, please stand. With your right hand, please move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. Congratulations. Alrighty, please be seated.
Before we conclude this morning's graduation exercises, I would like to take a moment to thank a few people. First of all, I would like to thank the staff who planned and executed the commencement ceremony. I would also like to express my appreciation to the faculty and staff who gave their time this morning to participate in commencement. You have all played an important role in the education of these students, so it is only appropriate that you are here to acknowledge and celebrate their achievement. Secondly, I would like to thank the many friends and family members who are in attendance this morning. You have provided the support and encouragement these students needed as they pursued their academic and career goals. We are so glad you are here to recognize this milestone and to express your pride in their accomplishments. Now, graduates, let me turn my attention back to you. Let me be among the first to extend my congratulations to each and every one of you. Your hard work and dedication have paid off. You should be as proud of yourselves as we are of each of you. This day signifies a new beginning for each of you. I wish you the best as you go into your new lives as graduates of Iowa Western. And finally, graduates, please stand. Turn and face the audience. Iowa Western proudly presents to you its graduates.